Hey everybody, how's it going? We're live here at Lewis Jewelers, your diamond store. Always excited to be here. Proud partner of Michigan Athletics and Sports Talk 1050 WTKA the ticket. I got my guy Keith over here. Lewis Jewelers, 2000 West Stadium Boulevard in Ann Arbor. Online at lewisjewelers.com. And it's Wednesday, which means it's Watch Wednesday. And I've been looking forward to this for a long time as I get to hang out wearing a cool Omega watch right there. As I show you on the
got one of the new 300 M sports watches there, but had to match up to the outfit being the blue and gold.
Blue everything. I've seen here, and we'll go through these watches. I've seen a few blue toned watches, and they would all match pretty much 98% of what I own. So
sprinkle a little bit of the maize in there is always a good thing.
Absolutely. All right, so tell us a little about what you got for us today.
Oh, we sprinkled the infield with a little bit of everything because there's been lots of new product that's actually come out this year with watches in that they weren't able to do their big watch show in Basel this year because of COVID. So everything got canceled in Europe and that switched all the way through. So then there's been these soft releases on watches all the way sprinkled throughout the whole year. So there's a lot of fun things to play with at a lot of different price points, all depending on what it is that you want to do. Seiko has been one of our watches that we've really been exploring and playing around with in the automatic series and the dive watches. With the watches, we always have fun with it on our end of it. There we have the land, sea, and air. So you got your land watches for the speed watches, for the timing of it, chronographs. We've got your sea watches as far as the dive watches that we can play with for your sports fans that can really do anything in it. So if you got a super deep bathtub, we got you. You're covered on
the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, and Marines are all covered as well.
Exactly. So Seiko's been one of those really good performing watches, and they've got a ton of watches for under $1,000. Actually, a lot of them are in that $500 to $600 price range. But lots of fun watches. This one's the Ice Diver. It's a really cool gray dial that's really got a neat little pattern to it. I don't know how well we can see that. Play around with it. Kind of fun. Seiko's done some other neat things that have some of their Asian tide background into it, where this one is actually one of their watches that's from their cocktail series, where they actually have a really neat stipple dial that's got a really strong pattern to it. But if you'll notice the color of the watch for the cocktail theme, this is for your old-fashioned fans out there, that a little bit of bourbon, a little bit of mix in it, have a great cocktail, but this has the warmth and the look of actually an old-fashioned drink, which is kind of fun.
Beautiful timepieces.
That one, by the way, was right around $1,000, but it's a full automatic. Really kind of a neat watch that has a deployment buckle, if you're familiar with that. So leather strap. Let me get that out there. But it actually has the full bracelet type of feel. So the way that it clasps into it, locks back down, and fits right to the wrist, customized that way. Fun deal. For our ladies, which the guys need to understand that if they want to go down this road, they have two ways. They can mention to the wife exactly what they want, or girlfriend, the watch, and have her come in and get it for them. They do option number 2, where they come in and get the watch for themselves. They better have the other distraction gift, I like to call it, for their other half. So we've got you covered on that as well. So that way you get her something nice out of the deal. You get your watch out of it, so she'll be staring at her watch way more than she'll be about that
his and hers.
You get yourself.
So I do have a question. So say you do a his and hers, and if I came in and said, all right, my wife's wrist is that, can you then match? Can you guys figure it out that way? Because we want to be discreet, right? Guys want to be discreet in getting sizes. You may not know the wrist size of your, by a number per se. And some of these watches will probably need a little bit more of a specific sizing to the wrist.
Almost all of them we can size right here in store. They've got the links to be able to do that, to where we got special tools or special screwdrivers that we use and be able to make all those adjustments. So we don't have to get too tuned into exactly what that size is. It'll always be a little bit big for her to be able to slip it on and play with it. And then after the holiday, you come in and see us and we fine tune it right to her wrist while she's here.
Very cool.
Just takes a minute.
Very cool.
But that way, you don't have to over ask. We don't have to overthink it. We'll just surprise her.
That's what we do. I think that's what most guys like to do. We like, especially when it comes to jewelry, right? We like to be in the surprises. We like to show things that they're not necessarily expecting. And rings and watches and bracelets are a little harder to size sometimes, so you have to be creative. I've been creative with those, trying to come up with different ideas of how to. I know exactly how my wife's wrist size is by fingers, but that's not that helpful. But helpful enough.
Well, that's when you're paying attention. Attention to detail is always a great thing, being able to do that. But we can help you through that. And more importantly, we make her smile, make you smile. So if we need to get toys to cover on both ends of it, we've got ways to help you with that too.
Absolutely.
To be able to do that. One of our new brands that we just recently partnered with is Tudor. So we've been excited to have them here at the store with us. Somebody we've been trying to add to our brand mix for a while, and they finally were able to extend the baton, and we've got them in store, and we've been doing super well with them because of what they bring to our mixture as far as watches go. Ultimately, what's so great about them is that they're a great value-driven watch for the market that they swim in. That it's an upper echelon watch that actually is in that $2,000 to $5,000 price range. It's competing with its bigger brother, which is Rolex, but it's made with all the similar pieces and parts and tools and everything without having to pay to get to Rolex. One of the ones that I've just had such a great time showing off is the Pelagos, is the name of it. It's actually one of their dive watch sports watches, but they have the clasp on the watch actually has a little spring fit to it. It's one of the only watches out of any of the different companies to where you can actually, let's see if I can even get it to go. I mean, it actually has a spring drive in it, so it will flex with you through the seasons.
Oh, because it's hot. You swell up in the summer, and you
exactly. It's not something where you have to come see us and we have to add a link, take a link out when things are different in the different seasons of that. Watches are really difficult to get them to fit all the time, high, low. This is the only watch, and it was designed by divers. They actually had divers come to their Switzerland office. They sat down and R&D'd this thing to a T as far as how it actually slides and moves with you. So fitting over a wetsuit is really what it's designed to do. But
it's a really cool looking watch.
But for the everyday guy,
it's a really cool looking watch.
It'll do that, and it'll fit you every day, all day, whether you're hot, cold, whatever that ends up being.
And in this market, a blue face watch with a really nice sharp color blue always goes well.
100%. We go back to the land scenario. One of the revamps that one of our designing partners did was Tag Heuer. This is the Carrera series. And you have the Carrera race, which has tons of heritage in the Pan American race down in Mexico to America. This is one of the newer ones, which green has been the hot color as far as the dial on the watch. Really, if you can see that all the way on there for our Facebook fans, but just a really warm tone to it, really elegant in the way that it's done. But this has got your full automatic chronometer watch with the tachometer on the outside of it, so you can time yourself on your walk down to the mailbox and back.
And for those that are curious, if the color doesn't really shine through, it's got because it's obviously it's hard with light and whatnot. It's not Kelly green. It's a fine green. It's not a Michigan State Kelly green. It's totally legal. You can actually wear it in town here. You're fine.
Exactly.
We approve.
Exactly. Yeah, we don't necessarily want to go all out with the white and green. This is silver and green. So
it is a sharp looking watch, no question.
Got one other one from another new revamp that got released this year from Breitling. So this will be our Air as far as that. So our chronograph watch, but this is the new
lots of cool
chronomat. The bracelet that they have, it's very, very iconic, really, really different. They call it a silver bullet as far as the type of link style. It's a really rolled link, really kind of different. Kind of fun, but it's very soft on the wrist, all rolled edges. It won't catch on your hair. It won't snag on things because everything is a rounded milled edge. Really, really soft on the wrist. And they did some really neat colorization to it too, where this has got a copper dial. You can see that copper with the black. Really kind of a fun look to it. And last but not least, we talk about the Omega, seeing how you're sporting the Omega there, Ira. Omega's most iconic watch is the Moon Watch. So that's what we figured we'd talk about last. We typically always have one of these in stock for you guys to be able to play with, just because it has so much lineage and legacy to it. The really unique thing about it, though, and why we want to talk about this, is that they actually are changing it. Omega's looking at updating the actual inside of the watch to their new proprietary movement, which is in the same one that's in Ira's watch, which is leaps and bounds above just about any of the other manufacturers that are out there. But this original Moon watch, which has the same movement in it that did go to the moon, they've been making it for the last 50 some odd years to do that. They're actually going to do away with it. They're actually going to update it in the other. So you're only going to be able to get this over the next month or two as quantities are left over. We actually stockpile 3 or 4 of them, so we've got a few built in to hang on to. But if you guys are really after something that has a great story with it, which all the watch companies have their own little parts to it, but not many of them can say that they had a watch that went to the moon.
Great timepieces. I love coming in the store here because when you walk in, right when you walk in, you're greeted by the Tudor watches right in the front now. But then you kind of veer to the right. Me being a watch guy, I veer to the right, and you go through and you just walk down and just see every case filled with beautiful watches. But we should also let everybody know that we are during these really crazy, unique times. You guys are always keeping things spick and span clean. I see hand sanitizer everywhere, unique holiday hours and that kind of stuff as well. So we want to make sure that the viewers and listeners know what you guys have going on during the holiday season as well.
We do. We just have moved into our extended hours. So Monday through Friday is 9:30 till 8 p.m. Saturdays 9:30 to 6, and then Sundays noon to 5. So we are open Sundays for that stretch in between Thanksgiving and Christmas to try to get an extra day in there to make it as easy as possible. We also have curbside call ahead pickup. So if you're not comfortable necessarily coming into the store, and to make it be super smooth for you, you can give us a call. We can talk you out on the details. We can email pictures, text pictures back and forth, and then deliver it all wrapped out to you in the car. We'll get you everything but the card. Then you're on your own.
I think you can handle the card, but I think it's one of the great things that you guys have done, and I commend so many businesses in Ann Arbor for adapting as things have evolved over these last many months. But one of the best things about shopping at Lewis this holiday season, well, one, I know you guys are offering, if you go to lewisjewelers.com, people can get 10% off, which is always a nice thing, a nice gift for yourself while you're buying gifts for others. But you can shop here however you feel most comfortable, and that's what you were just going through. Whether it's coming in and browsing the store, which is they got glass up and it's clean and all the other stuff that you'd imagine, everybody's mask, distance, etc. But also you mentioned curbside, you even have a heated tent out front. So whatever makes people feel most comfortable, they can still get their holiday shopping done between now and obviously the holiday season over these next couple of weeks.
100%. I mean, that is right now when things are so uncomfortable in so many different ways and all the layers that are out there and about, we're trying to make it as easy as possible to get you to smile or get her to smile, whichever that may be. We need that. Everybody needs that right now in the holiday part of things, is to have a little bit of that normal gift giving thing that comes into play and get everybody to smile.
Always fun talking to my guy Keith here at Lewis Jewelers. 734-994-5111, 2000 West Stadium Boulevard here in Ann Arbor, online at lewisjewelers.com. And as everybody knows, they are proud partners of Michigan Athletics and Sports Talk 1050 WTKA The Ticket. Great friends of ours. Appreciate being here this afternoon. Watch Wednesdays, but you don't have to come just on Wednesdays. Come on down anytime. Check out the great inventory of watches and, of course, all of your other jewelry needs. Or for you and whoever those loved ones in your life might be. Holiday season, got to do holiday shopping now.
Got it. And go blue.
Go blue.
All right, guys. Thank you. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays, everybody.